box as well.
Great.
Welcome to our webinar today. Thank you for joining us. I'm so excited to have Janine on today. She has an amazing amount of knowledge. So we're really grateful to have her join us today and share this with our members. My name is Carmen Miranda. I am the training and PR specialist with bridgeMLS. Been with the company here going on close to 3 years. Some of you may have already seen my face. You've come to my classes. So thank you again for joining us. So we're going to go over, again, the art of the start. Janine's going to share so many tips and strategies that she's learned and that she's honed in through her experience as an agent in the industry. I'm going to share with you some of our bridgeMLS membership products that are going to go hand in hand with the things that she's going to share with you. So my goal today is to share her experience, share her knowledge, and then I'm going to share with you our membership products so that you can go today and lean on us for that help. Go onto our website, look at our products, and then just go for it, and so we're here to help. Yeah, and then Lynn's gonna, chime in here in a little bit. She's gonna have to pop off a little bit towards the end because again, she's going Instagram live. She's a busy woman. She is our director of member engagement and compliance. So she does 2 jobs in one. She's a very busy woman. So she's going to get you on track with the 3 most misunderstood rules to keep you out of compliance jail. So with that being said, I'll go ahead and start the slide. Thank you so much.
She's the jail keep, man. She's going to be your downer for the day.
Yeah, so thank you again for joining us.
All right, let's get this party started.
And we're open for questions as well. So if you have any questions, put it in the chat as well. And we'll go from there.
All right, so as I said, it's all about entrepreneurship for me because when you get your license, man, it just does not stop there. And about 80% of our new agents kind of think it does. Somehow, some way, magically, you're going to get your license and all of a sudden you're going to drive a Mercedes and be in a country club. It doesn't work that way. How many of you in the room are an entrepreneur or come from entrepreneurial background? You've owned your own business. Great, Brian. Anybody else? Black boxes? You can use your reactions button if you want, if you're a little shy, but I'd love to see your faces. Lindsay, have you been in business before? Yeah, okay. All right, so those of you who have been in business, you get it. You get it, but guess what? You have a new language, it's acronym hell, it's crazy to try to build a business from scratch no matter what it is. So welcome, and we're here to help you make it happen. So today's discussion, we're going to talk about left brain, right brain theory and creating your systems based on how you think. And it sounds more cerebral than it actually is, but I will tell you when you make this connection, if you don't already have it, it's going to change your world. What kind of business do you want to have? If you don't know why and what kind of business you want, man, no wonder it's hard. So we're going to help you, just give you a few tools, a few things to think about when you leave about what kind of business you really want. The sky is the limit. This is a glass ceiling, folks. So let's break through that. Lead gen is 80% of your job. If you are not lead generating 80% of your real estate day as a new agent, wake up, it's time. All right, the importance of a business plan and how to create yours. How many people just love to budget? Love to budget, love to know how much money you spend every day. Nobody does, right? If you did, you'd be an accountant. You wouldn't be a realtor. So we're going to just talk about a few things you need to know to create just a basic business plan. And then if you're interested, I can give you a legitimately detailed business plan that will turn you into an entrepreneur overnight. Staying out of real estate jail. We were talking about that with Lynn. We're going to talk to you about the top 3 most misunderstood MLS rules that you really need to abide by. And then, of course, Carmen Miranda talked to you about how to lean on me, lean on us, how to utilize your association and MLS to help you succeed. That is our job. So next slide, please. All right, so I just want to go around the room because I like participation. So Why, of all the careers in the world, did you decide, man, real estate's the gig for me? How many of you have an answer? Brian.
I'll go. So,
Brian,
so I spent a lot of my career in sales development, management, and sales, and mostly in both home integration, so audio, video, and networking, and retail, the same thing. So a lot of my background is in audio, video, and networking. And, you know, at one point I got an integration with a friend of mine. So we were doing our own AV company, and we worked together previously at another company. And for me, I've always loved being in the home. I've always loved being able to take the environment you're already in and taking that environment and making it more of the dream that you want, right? Making it more enjoyable. So I've already been involved in a lot of the aspects of being in the home, but with how much satisfaction I always got out of that, it just wasn't quite, didn't fill in all the gaps. So I thought the one thing other than saving somebody's life or something to that extent that would be more enjoyable would be helping people find their dream home.
Yep.
So
it's kind of like a nice little gift wrap for everything that you know about.
Yeah. And for me, I kind of felt, I mean, obviously there's still a lot I need to learn, you know, but I think my journey and all the things that I've done, it's the next logical step for me. And it gives me more of my own freedom.
I love it. That is so well thought out. And you've really connected so many of the dots. Who else? Why on earth would you choose real estate?
Well,
Danielle, hey.
Good morning. Hello, everyone. I'm on the road. I just had left my PC booth from.
That is commitment. You are on the road and with us. We love you.
Right. So I love real estate. I was 18 years old, and I had a friend who was 12 years older than me. So she and I would always go look at like new houses or open houses, and I really loved looking at homes. And I had thought about pursuing real estate then, getting my license or whatever, but I didn't. And I actually got into escrow on a fluke at 20 years old, and I really enjoyed escrow. And while I was an escrow assistant, I was like, well, I kind of want to be able to understand the other side. So I ended up taking the real estate principles course and got my license in 2006. Then I was a stay-at-home mom and wife. And my son
and you're still with us.
Yeah, my son is 15 now, and so I was focused on, you know, being a mom to him. And now that he's 15, I told him it's time for mom to get back to doing herself and pursuing, you know, what she wants to do.
Oh yeah.
And so one Sunday, me and him went bike riding, and it was the one open house I said that I was going to attend that day. So I saw that open house on our way for the bike ride. And we went to it, and we saw another one, and we went to that one. Then we got home, and I started seeing people put out more signs. So I ended up going to 8 houses that day, and I told everybody, that each agent there, I said, I cannot afford to buy a house. I'm here to manifest my real estate career and home ownership. And by the end of the week, I was signed on with Keller Williams.
All right. I love it. Everybody has a story. The other thing I want you to pay attention to is, how did you get here? What are all the natural instincts, talents, innate abilities that you have you think nothing to do with real estate? That's even more important, because I can tell you, for those of you who have heard this before, I'm sorry, but all roads lead to real estate. You give me any background, I will tell you how to use that confidence that you have to do that thing and bring it into your real estate business. So I want, while we're talking today, I want you to keep it in the back of your head. All right, next slide, please. We'll keep going here. All right, time to get cerebral, pun intended. Okay. So on the next slide, go ahead. We have to know how our brains think, and the right brain versus left brain is a theory, folks, but it's a way of speaking that I wanted you to kind of, we all know left brain and right brain thinkers. Right brain are more creative, left brain are more analytical. We know that. It's a theory. It's kind of true, but kind of not. But for the sake of the conversation today, I just have a little, I like to know where the origin of things are. So it's based on the fact that the brain's 2 hemispheres function differently. Kind of true. First came to light in the 60s, thanks to research psychobiologist and Nobel Prize winner Roger Sperry. I like Healthline for basic. I'm kind of a geek in this way. I want to know how we think, why we do what we do. This is kind of important if we're going to be in real estate. And if we're face-to-face and voice-to-voice with folks every day, knowing how they work based on their reactions and responses, that's a leg up if you're a realtor. So some left brain activities, logic, sequencing, etc., thinking in words. Right brain activities is imagination, holistic thinking, daydreaming, my favorite, talk about squirrel, and rhythm, things like that. Okay, so fine. So let's go to the next slide. We all can agree on that, I think. But how do we, I also want to remind you, 80% of your day, did I tell you that? Psst, did I tell you that already? 80% of your day has to be lead generation. Though it takes both sides of the brain to do and understand any task, agents usually favor particular activities. So as we said before, some of you were always great at math. You prefer to have your cubicles, you prefer to work linearly, you prefer to work on the computer. You're going to be doing things like, you're going to be happy putting the headphones on and dialing for dollars, as we say. You're probably going to be great with cold leads, getting like Zillow or paid leads. You're going to probably be fine with door knocking because it's all the numbers. I'm going to call 200 people a day. I'm going to knock 200 doors. There are agents that do that and they are extremely successful. There is no wrong way to get into business with real estate. You're going to be great at open houses. You're going to be great with social media, farming, traditional farming. For those of you who are brand new and don't quite know what that is, that's going to be taking either a geographical farm, ideally where you live because people know you exist. They see you on a regular basis, hopefully, or a data farm that is chosen somewhere else or within the internet. So social media farming. You're going to be great at holding events, shaking babies and kissing hands, as we say. So you're going to be great at that. It's transactional. You're on to the next. Right brain for lead gen, you're gonna be great really working and massaging your sphere of influence, your SOI. You're gonna be enriching relationships are gonna be super important to you. Warm calls. For me, warm calls are people that already know and love, at least like me a little bit. And I can call and say, hey, and we know each other, or a warm referral, which warms my heart. When we get referrals, okay? Face-to-face time, we love to chit chat. Yes, open houses, yes, social media, but for different reasons. Farming our neighborhood's gonna be super important. We tend not to go outside of our geographical farm. And we're gonna be great at holding events too. And we're gonna shake babies and kiss hands, but we're gonna do them very, very differently. So understanding some basic lead generation that is suited to you is so crucial. Because what happens if you fill your calendar, and yes, I'm going to ask you to fill a calendar, not 6, not a series of cocktail napkins and a notepad and everything else. You're going to have to put it in one space. I prefer a digital calendar, but some people are still old school. I don't care what it is, as long as you don't lose it. Lose it. Digital is my favorite because I can't lose it unless I lose it. And it's live. And I can share my calendar with my clients, with my team members, et cetera, et cetera. So digital is my favorite, but you're going to fill your calendar with everything. And you're going to fill your calendar with lead gen stuff. That's going to have a color. Real estate stuff, that's face-to-face, voice-to-voice, as you are either meeting for open house or meeting a client at an open house, showing them property, engaged in fixing the house for sale, whatever, that is called real estate. Lead generation is completely different, right? Lead generation is when you're actively engaged in building your pipeline. That's lead generation. That's 80% of your job. So understanding that you must love what you do every day to be consistent. And would anybody argue with me that consistency is key? We have to do the same thing every day. Can it change? Yeah, because we're dealing with people. You may have a perfect calendar, and then all of a sudden somebody does what they're supposed to do, ask you to meet them at a house or ask you for a listing appointment. And yes, you do have to do that. And your calendar will go to hell in a handbasket. But what happens? You never delete, you put it somewhere else, right? Lead generation still has to be the name of the game. You can't, I have a lead or I have a listing appointment. So all of that lead generation time that I have in my calendar, I get to forego that. No, 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 no. You get to put it somewhere else and work a little harder the next day. That's how we work as an entrepreneur. Okay, next slide. All right. My poor son grew up with this. And my poor agents hear this from me all the time. How do you know you really want something, honey? It's by the freaking result, right? It's all about what you produce. If you say, I want to lose 20 pounds, or I want to bulk up this many inches, or I want to go, run a marathon by the end of the year, and I've been eating potato chips and bonbons for a year. Okay, great. That sounds awesome. But how do I know you want it? You're going to lose weight, you're going to bulk up, or you're going to run the marathon, right? Otherwise, you get there and you don't do those things. What happens? We have set ourselves up for failure, and we feel really crappy about ourselves. And even worse, if we don't feel crappy about ourselves because we justified it somehow in our minds, which we're really, really good at, then we're going to continue to set ourselves up for success and wonder why we're not getting into production, wonder why clients aren't calling us back. Right. So hear this. This is an incredible piece of information to get into your little brains. It's always by the result. So if you set up a lead generation goal, for example, even if the goal is, you know what, darn it, I am going to collect all of those, coffee napkin, cocktail napkins, all of this, binders and folders and my day planners, and I'm going to put it all in, say, my Google Calendar. Okay, great. That's a great goal. Highly recommend that one. So what you need to do is have a time limit on that. By this time next week, I'm going to collect all these things and I'm going to get it in my calendar. What happens when you actually do that? It seems kind of silly, right? It's like, yeah, of course I know I have to do that. But when you actually do what you said you were going to do, it creates a habit, and it's a feeling that is so rewarding that you want more. It's like chocolate. All right. You just want more. Darn it. But you will want more. And it'll be a natural thing to say, yes, if I say it's done, it might as well be done. All right. If I commit to something. So please understand that you have to pick the things that you have to set yourself up for success. Pick the things that you love to do. Understand how your brain works. Understand how you want to spend your day with regard to lead generating. If I'm asking you to do it 80% of the time, you got to really love it, right? And then decide, just commit and put it in your calendar and just stop thinking about it after that. Just get up and do it. Just like going to the gym. I don't like going to the gym. Got to get up and do it. If I want to do what I want to do, if I want my body to look a certain way, I got to do that, right? So creating your systems. Systems is, to me, just like calendaring. If you don't have a system by which you lead generate, a system by which you do follow-ups and follow-throughs, a system by which you do anything else, you're going to fall off the track. So systems for me are a key to success, especially because I am something shiny syndrome. Like squirrel is serious for me. And so I am like all over the place. I need my systems to bring me back. And for my linear friends who are a little more focused and able to be very aware and organized in thought, this is great for you too. So create your systems. That's a calendaring system, a comparative market analysis system, knowing how to use your MLS, why and when you use the MLS, which we're going to get to very shortly, marketing systems, messaging systems, and on and on. The slides are yours if you want them, by the way. I don't want to read a slide. It's so boring to watch that. I want to talk, before we switch, grouping and grading your sphere of influence, or grouping and grading your leads. Let's just call them leads for the sake of both brain and how people work. ABC, folks, keep it simple. You can call them zebras, giraffes, and puppy dogs if you want, as long as you know what a puppy dog is. But for the very quickly, A's are ready, willing, able, trust you, trust the process. They're actively engaged in writing offers with you. They're pre-approved, not just pre-qualified, and you have a written list or a signed listing agreement, and you are engaged in prepping the property. That's an A. I want you to have 10 of those at any given time. That's your goal. B's, they're able, willing, trust you, trust the process. They're not ready. So they have up to 18 months before they get credit repair, down payment. Little Jimmy has to graduate and, Linda has to retire, whatever that timeline is. And your job is to get 15 Bs. All right. So they like you. They know you're the person, but they're not ready. C's are everyone else. And by everyone else, I mean, they've said the words real estate and you have one form of contact, at least one form of contact. Your job, once you've identified a C's, is to get 75 or more, because the sweet spot in real estate is 100. You have 100 real people in your sphere of influence or in your list, whatever you want to call it. You will start to see an amazing increase in regularity of business. Why 10A? Seems like a lot. Fallout, change of mind, change of market, which we're experiencing right now. Okay, so if you want to revisit that, give me a call. I'll walk you through it. All right, next slide. Okay, we're going to talk about business planning, and 80% of you are going to go, yeah, no. But I'm going to tell you you're wrong, and these are the reasons why. Why is having a business plan important? It will help you articulate a strategy for starting your business. Now, Brian's got it, man. He knows why he's here, and he's done all of this leg work and road work to get where he is. All right. If you're like Brian, you've already done this. That part of your business planning is done. Yay, you. Provides insight on proper steps to be taken. Like I said in the very beginning, there's 1,000 moving parts. There's 1,000 ways to build your business in real estate. It's ridiculous how many ways will get you there. But what's the problem? You're going to try this for a day. You're going to try that for a week. You're going to try that for a month. Can't do that. You got to pick your poison and stick with it until you get the results. If it really doesn't work for you 6 months down the road, I permit you to change. But that's how dialed in and geared you need to be to really understand the steps to be taken. Identifies resources required and systems to be put into place. You have resources with your brokerages. You have resources with your real estate community, and you have real estate resources with Bridge, and you're going to see that in a few minutes. Truly know how much money you want to make and why you want to make it and by when. Most of us, when I ask a new agent, hey, how much money do you want to make? I want to make 500,000. Really? 5 years ago, it was 250. So that's where we've gone. Why? Because I've never made it before. That is the number one conversation I have. That is not a reason. That's why you need to know your outgo and know what your average, well, we're going to get to that in another slide. We'll get to that. You need to know why. Where is the money going? And think big, because friends, you want to make $1 million a year? You can make $1 million a year in real estate, in any market. But you got to do the work. And some of the work is what we're talking about here. And then it's a touchstone. If you want to build out a team, your business plan is your team plan. So them having the same idea, the same mission, the same vision, super important. And of course, the biggest reason for me, businesses that plan grow 30% faster than those that don't. Boom. You don't need to know anything else. That's it. Okay, next slide. Okay, so business planning basics. You got to know this, friends. What are your monthly personal expenses? Get real. Get down to the nitty gritty. What is your debt total? If you've got debt, you need to get rid of that ASAP. What are your monthly business expenses? If you don't know yet, go to your broker, go to your manager, and they will help you. How many days do you want to work per week in real estate? Don't say 7. Kill you. It will kill you. What days of the week? Get specific. The brain loves specificity. So do your potential clients. How many hours per day do you want to work? Some of you have other businesses that you're transitioning in. You got to get real with your RE. Don't tell me as soon as I get off of my job at Arby's, I'm going to be having to kick into real estate. Okay, no, it needs to be calendared, and you need to respect your real estate business. Okay, this is your business. The more you respect it, the more it will respect you back. What's your average closed sale price? Again, if you do not know that, go to your manager or broker. They will tell you the average closed sale price in the office, and that's your starting point. And then I want you to blow it out of the water. What's your broker split? because you need to understand how to calculate your own commissions once you're in escrow. And then what financial goals do you have in 23? Because right now you're business planning for next year. October is always business planning month. All right. So your homework after this, after you watch the Instagram live after this, is to create this, answer the questions on this list. All right. Put it on the calendar and have an end time to it. Throw it over to me. Throw it over to your manager. Take a meeting with your manager. Let them help you. All right, next slide. Okay, if you want like a specific business planner sheet or business building questionnaire, please contact me. I specialize in helping young, new, old agents get into business at a higher level. That's what I've been doing for the last 8 years very successfully. So I give out all of my stuff, like my gut and my heart goes into my content that I create, and I throw it out there out of the airplane, and whoever works it, but I know that maybe 2 or 3 of you in this call are actually going to do what I'm asking you to do, because that's just the stats. So who is it? Which one of you is it? So please take my email. I'm available to you even after my presidency. This is a real passion for me. The business building questionnaire, just really briefly, is about 40, 50 questions on how to dial in on who you are as a person coming into this industry, and it'll help you create your overall idea of what you do in business, what kind of business you want to create. It's very powerful. It takes maybe an hour, but it's an exercise that I have all of my agents do, and the discoveries, the self-discoveries they have from these simple, seemingly simple questions, but when put together, their ahas are pretty expansive, and it helps them really stay on target with everything they want to do after that. So I'm happy to share that with you. Before I move on, are there any questions?
I just want to clarify the email. Is it jhuntsforhomes@gmail, or is it
Oh,
Janine?
I forgot. Oh, yeah, I did. Yeah, it's at Gmail. Yeah.
Okay,
sorry about
got
that. It's a regular email. That's it. You guys got all that? You're amazing.
You had mentioned something the other day when we were at a meeting, and I thought, wow, that was so interesting that you said that, because I find myself saying this a lot, and you probably heard it from me and you never corrected me, but you said, don't say, call me anytime. Don't do that.
Oh, yes, that brings me to a couple of points. Some of you I talked to yesterday when I made my new member roster calls that I do every month. Okay. Your call to action cannot be put in the lap of somebody else. And I see it over and over again at their signature, on their email. Your referral is the highest compliment I can receive. Or call me today for a free home evaluation. What, are you going to charge them? Okay, that's just ridiculous, and everybody does it. You need to get into the hands of owning them. I'll tell you a little side note. I've been married for 30 years, and when we first met, he wanted my phone number. And I said, no, I got your phone number. I don't wait for men to call me. I will call you. Because waiting by the phone is the worst, okay? It's the same with real estate, man. You go out there, yes. You think you made a really great contact. Janine, I had the best open house. You wouldn't believe it. There were like 35 people that I had conversations with. Great. How many phone numbers did you get? Well, they have my card. No, man. No, if you don't have lead capture, baby, I don't care. That was a waste of a day. Yeah, and actually open houses take more than a day to create well. So you've wasted your time.
Yeah.
Great info. All right. So you've got to have great lead capture. Now you're in control of when that person gets a hold of you or you reach out to them, right? That is lead generation. You passing out cards? No. Sorry, folks. The other thing, just briefly, if I call you and it is an automated message, bad. Shame on you. Shame on you. And when I call you and you say, yeah, hello? Mom? She's dead. So, you know, you're a business. You are a business. Hey, even if you, and I just say, hey, this is Janine. At least I sound friendly. Okay. And you know, you've reached me. I call the plumber and they say, yeah, are you a plumber? I don't know. This is a profession, people. Even if you have another job, this comes first because this is going to make you more money than what you're doing. I guarantee it. So put it first. Your outgoing voicemail message
should sound like
one. You better have one. That's the mom finger.
My favorite
All
when
right.
my favorite's when someone answers the phone, hello, and it sounds more like it's a hello. Why are you calling me? That's always my
hello.
Like hello.
No, you want. If I'm calling you as a potential client, you don't know where your referrals are coming from. Aunt Sue from Minnesota could be referring her best friend's grandson to you moving to California. Okay, you never know when that call is coming in. And yeah, we get a lot of robocalls, but man, if you answer the phone, yeah, or your outgoing message is automated, come on. Raise the bar. All right. I think that's it for me, yeah?
Yeah. I think that was great. All right.
Well, Carmen Miranda, you're in, girl.
Yeah, I almost forgot that I was co-hosting this with you. I've learned so much information. I was so thrilled. So thank you so much again. If you joined us a few minutes after we started, again, my name is Carmen Miranda. I am the bridgeMLS training and PR specialist with bridgeMLS. And I'm going to be going over some of our MLS member products that I wanted to share with you. That's going to go hand in hand with everything that Janine mentioned today. Before I actually dive in to our member products and things that I'm going to go over, I'm going to hand the slides over to Lynn. She's going to go over the top 3 MLS most misunderstood rules, because she has to go over onto Instagram and go get ready for that live. But I kind of tease her a little bit because, of course, she's the director of member engagement and compliance. So, you know, she's, you know, Janine's like, oh, avoid, you know, MLS compliance jail. But at the same time, you know, she might put you in jail, but she's also going to invite you to a great party and drink. So she's one to have on your side. But I just want to let you know that bridgeMLS makes it easy to use technology, easy to do business anywhere. So I want you to lean on us. We have our MLS data and products. We provide education and training. We provide MLS support. We provide our participants access to accurate and reliable, comprehensive housing data that includes over 20 MLS products at no additional cost. Our partner products are simple, they're intuitive, and they are easy to use by anyone. And when I say easy, I mean that each product is designed to be user-friendly and mobile-friendly. Each product, it comes with like helpful tips and tools, training videos. You can watch pre-recorded webinars that you can learn on demand. They come with their own support team. But not only that, I'm also available to train on any of our member products. I can also bring in their training specialists. We can do one-on-one training. I can do office training and so forth. And so with that being said, let me go ahead and again introduce you to Lynn Coleman, Director of Member Engagement and Compliance.
Hello, thank you, Carmen.
You're welcome.
So yeah, well, she's already told you who I am, so I don't have to say that again. But yeah, so I'm just gonna give the top 3. I teach a full course on this every second Wednesday, right after Carmen's intro to Paragon and Connect MLS trainings. Again, we are here to answer any questions. If you're in the middle of something, call us anytime, call me anytime. We can definitely work with you. Get familiar with the rules, guys. Get familiar with the rule book. all of the information we have on our website. Get familiar with that, because that's gonna be that's next to the training that Janine is offering you. That's something you can't work without making sure you're working right. So make sure you guys are familiar with this information. But yeah, so going on, the biggest one, this is the biggest one. When you make a sale, when you're doing these listings, there is work involved, there is operational work involved with it. You have to make sure you're on top of that. If you sell a listing, make sure that you go into that listing, or put it, if it goes pending, make sure you go into that listing within 3 days to put that status update as pending, because agents are searching for listings. And if your listing is still looking like it's active, you're going to continue to get calls. So make sure within 3 business days of that listing, once that listing goes pending, it's updated to pending within the MLS system. If it goes closes, it's updated to close within 3 days of it closing, and so on and so forth. So it's your responsibility to go into the MLS and update that information. If we come across your listing and we can see that or if it's been reported that it's actually closed and it still shows as pending or active, and that's not the accurate status, we'll send you a violation notification. If you have a listing that is for comps only, that is the only difference in this scenario, because for comps only listing means that you're just putting that listing on the MLS after the fact, after it's gone through the closing process, and you're just putting that on for data purposes only. I'll go into this deeper in my actual class.
Hey, Lynn, can I just add something?
Yes.
So as we said earlier, this is a changing market, folks, and not everybody, in fact, the vast majority, if they don't do what we're suggesting in this class and then some, they're gonna fall out with business. And guess what? When you're not busy, you got time on your hands. And surprisingly enough, people, when they have time on their hands, will search it out and report you. So when market shifts downward, like we're experiencing now, downward to me is just an opportunity. I don't think of it as negative, but others that don't. So please, these 3 rules that she's talking about are so easy. And again, it's about systems. So if you have a system about, this is how I work when I have a listing and it goes pending, this is how I work. It's in my calendar to remind me to put it in pending. I put the close of escrow date on my calendar so I know, and I adjust it as things go right or wrong. So please, this is so simple, and it takes so much staff time, and it'll hurt your pocketbook if you do things like that. So I just wanted to put a realtor perspective on that.
Yeah, that's a good point, because they do that. Lynn's told me.
Yes, my inbox is full of those reports, and yeah, and you may think it's like, well, who has time to do that? Oh, they do. And especially if it comes across that it's something that you've been fined for or you've been violated for, it's going to stand out even more to you when someone else does it. So those I get as well. So yes, definitely keep that in mind. Don't ever think of that. How no one's going to know. How will they know? Yeah. So you go to the next slide, Carmen. Okay, so branding. Branding is anything that pertains to your brand, your logos, your name, your contact information, your brokerage, business, any business name or logo. That information cannot be in your photos on your listings. That information should not be in your public remarks on your listing. If you're putting something in public remarks, this should only pertain to the description of the property. Anything in your photos should only pertain to the actual property itself, as well as it could be landmarks like the library or a park that's unique to your specific listing area, but nothing about, Target or Starbucks. Definitely no pets or people. Just imagine you walking down the street and you see yourself in an ad for someone's home. Like, did I sign up for this? Like, so you want to make sure there's no pulling, no, and it sounds silly, but no pets as well. Like, just simply the photo of the house and the location only. When you have your virtual tour link, I'm pretty sure they give you an option of two, a branded and an unbranded one when you purchase those or have those made. Make sure that if you're inputting those into the MLS, you're not putting your branded link, which has the link information to your listing and your listing information and your contact information, brokerage, and et cetera. All of those things should not be in that branded, or if that you have a branded link, it should not be in your public remarks, and it should not be in the unbranded field. There's two fields that we allow, and one says unbranded and one says branded. Make sure you're putting the appropriate link in the appropriate field. You will have, if you have an unbranded link, which means it's just the picture, maybe a 3D layout of your property, no contact information, it's just a visual of the property itself, that goes under unbranded. And the reason for that, why those spaces are important, because that's where the information is syndicated out to our third-party sites. So that's how the system recognizes what information is public and what information should be only for agents' eyes. And we send out the appropriate information. So make sure you're putting that information in the appropriate spot, because again, your fellow agents are seeing that and they're sending me emails. Go ahead to the next slide.
We have a question real quick on this. So Rachel says, does this mean you can't say something in the description like less than 1 mile to Trader Joe's, etc., or have photos of nearby shopping areas?
So if you're gonna say that, say less than 1 mile to a grocery store. Keep it very general. We wanna make sure that we are not advertising for things that for agents that are not participants of the MLS. So Trader Joe's is not a member of the MLS. So we are not advertising for Trader Joe's. I know it's something that you'll see because it's kind of one of those things that's like you don't think about it when you're doing, you just type Trader Joe's and you go about your business. So make sure, even if you see that, that's the opportunity where we say, send that email to me, because that is something that is commonly overlooked by agents, because it's just a no-brainer. And I would do it myself probably if I was an agent and just simply type, oh yeah, Target's right around the corner. And it wouldn't even occur to me of what I'm doing. So
correct me if I'm wrong, but also in some of those cases, like if you did include pictures of people where we didn't have permission to take pictures of them, that could open you up for lawsuits as well.
Exactly. So yeah, there's copyright issues, there's lawsuits issues. It's basically using someone's image without their permission. And I think Danielle has her hand raised.
Yeah, so I have a question about the branding. So I am branding myself since I'm a contract worker. So as it relates to the MLS, you're telling me that I cannot use that business name, that I have to use my KW advisors?
Correct.
Okay.
Yes, and
but other
what I'm speaking to in this particular segment is about where you're putting your information, not necessarily your information and which one you're using. It's about where you're putting it on the MLS.
But that's a great question, Danielle, because we all come from different places, right? So I'm a designer. There are realtors who are GCs. Your license, your DRE number only, and your E&O insurance only covers you as a realtor. And if you start, oh, well, I'm an attorney, so I'm going to give them legal advice, that is a slippery slope. They did not hire you as an attorney. They hired you as a California realtor. So you have to separate yourself. Now, can you use it to benefit you from a service standpoint? Yes, but you need to talk to your broker about it protecting you and what kind of advice you can give. But you cannot brand yourself as a contractor / realtor under the logo of KW itself with your DRE on it. You just can't do that.
And you can't do that on the MLS.
Definitely not on the MLS.
And so what I'm speaking to in this part is anything that's on the actual MLS service. as far as going into Paragon or bridgeMLS and uploading your listing. So the information you provide there, that's where these rules pertain to. But also what Janine just said is also something that would be a violation of code of ethics, and it could
And open you up for legal schmeagle.
Yeah, it would be a different, yeah.
Well, there are teams or other agents who have themselves branded. So like my brand, or the name I came up with is like Live Lavish Home, since I'm a contractor.
That's fabulous.
So it's real estate related. I'm not trying to do anything legal, because I know that cause problems.
That's fabulous. And I love that you and I talked about that. I love that.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm a contractor and a realtor. Use me. That's what I don't want you to do.
Yeah, no, I'm not because I'm not a contractor. I'm a
or whatever it is. Whatever the licensure you may have.
So, okay. but I need to make sure I put my brand in the right field. That's what.
Yes, your brand, your logo cannot be larger than your broker's.
Okay.
Your DRE number cannot be the smallest font on any marketing. Okay, so I know this is getting off topic of number 2, but these are questions that I'm sure other people have in the room.
Yeah, and it all ties into, and I just like I said, I just want to reiterate when I'm speaking about the branding here, I'm just not specific as to what your brand is. I'm mostly talking about you actually giving that information of your brand and where you give it to, because the MLS information, the point of the MLS is to keep the client and agent conversation. So if you have a real estate agent or a buyer's agent and their client, the client should only be talking to the buyer's agent. So we want to make sure that line is drawn clearly. So if you have your information just out for anybody to off the street to just get to it via the MLS information, then that automatically skips over that buyer's agent. So that's why we have that. So it's like I said, it's not necessarily talking about your specific titling of your brand. It's just talking about where you're putting that information as it pertains to the MLS. But like I said, what Janine brought into it is definitely accurate, but it's not necessarily for this particular part of what I was thinking.
Very, very good question and topic to bring up, because like Janine said, I'm sure everyone is having that question.
We could go down a real rabbit hole. That's why I want you guys to take my class. Get familiar with the website, because all this information is there. And this is just really to start to spark the thought in your head, and you're gonna be like, wait, what was that girl talking about? It was not quick enough. It was too quick. I need to go and dig deeper. So that's what we're doing here. So anyway, lastly, I mentioned public remarks. So there's the public remarks is an area where you would describe your property. This is also an area where you would not want to put your branding information, because it is public. So anybody going on, all of the Zillows and I'm drawing a blank for some reason, but all the third-party sites where our information is shared that is searchable, that's the public remarks is what is seen. So the information, the actual agent information should not be in this space, because we want to make sure that the contacts are going through the proper steps. The first person of contact, it goes in a proper order and no one's getting skipped over. When you put your information, it should only describe the property, the physical property. So beautiful backyard with great views. It shouldn't say things like Target round the corner, call John Smith if you want great landscaping. It shouldn't say anything other than the description of the property. We also do not want any lockbox information, security codes, any security codes or lockbox codes that are in the public remarks. It's an automatic violation. There's no warning attached to that. You get a straight violation to using an earring, a straight violation to, and with a fine amount attached to it. And that's because that's your safety. If I can go on any public site and get the access code to go into a house, it's obvious. That's can be very dangerous. You could be in a house showing a property early in the morning or later in the evening, and any Joe Schmo can just walk in and do whatever. They could be maybe it could be an oops and they just really want to see the property, or it could be someone who's actually preying on situations like this, and you'll find yourself in a very, very bad situation. So make sure that if you're, you know, a lot of you will type your information out and put it somewhere and then, you know, copy and paste as it's all complete. Make sure you're copying and pasting in the right area. We have a confidential remarks section and a public remarks section. So anything that's not describing the property should only be should be going into the confidential remarks section. If it's just the description of the property, that's public remarks. You also don't want to indicate the occupancy type, or the occupancy. So if it's vacant, that's not something you want to say on the MLS as well, because like I said, if I'm a person who's preying on situations like this, and I'm looking for, oh, this house is, we've heard numerous times about people having parties and Airbnbs and things like that. So we want to make sure we're not advertising that this property is empty, because
and that's just came up on the questions. Can you specify how many units are vacant or public remarks? And Janine,
so we don't want to indicate any specific,
which is a good
what
question.
You would say, what you would say is this property will be delivered vacant. So that lets the potential buyer know that it may or may not be vacant at this time, but at the time when it becomes theirs, it will be theirs vacant. So it's very important that you make sure you input that you put that in the remarks. If you want to be clear, because I get a lot of questions where they'll say, well, how do I agent know? I mean, how do my clients know that it's empty? It's empty. That's important information. It is important information. But I think the most concerning, the thing they're most concerned about is will it be mine? And will it be vacant when it becomes mine?
Exactly.
So that's the key thing. So delivered vacant, in opposed to just putting strictly vacant. You also don't want to include any compensation or you're fine. Don't want to include any compensation or bonus information in the public remarks. Very simple. Just don't do that. So those are my top 3. You guys can definitely take my class. You can take my class as many times as you want. It is an hour course. It is a requirement once you become a bridgeMLS member. But after you take it, if you feel like you need to come back, or if you feel like you need some one-on-one with myself, and me and Carmen can get together and come up with something that we can go over a whole thing with you. Maybe you get a group of you, maybe 3 or 4, your people you work with, and we will definitely sit with you.
We can do an office visit.
Deeper. And if you go in the actual rules book under the website, feel free, if you don't understand something and you see something that's confusing, give me a call. We are here to help.
Yeah. And if you're watching this webinar from your computers, you can grab your phones and snap that QR code. It's going to take you directly to the bridgeMLS compliance website, where you can view all of the compliance documents. There's going to be a list there of the 7 frequently misunderstood rules, along with frequently asked questions and so forth.
And I'm also including my email address in the chat right now. So if you guys have any questions, or I didn't get to your question today, send me an email and I'll definitely answer any questions I can.
Yeah, because we did make that joke, like Facebook jail, and she's gonna, arrest you, all that stuff. But really, you're a friend of friend.
I'm like, I'm never really. If you meet me on the side of a violation, then that's like gonna be your idea of me. Like, that's the lady that she said no and I gotta pay. But if you contact me first and you meet me on the side of a question and I'm trying to figure out, usually the violation doesn't follow and we're like, what's going on? So it's all about how you,
and then you get invited to an event.
Yeah, and I'm always, speaking of events, like I said, I'm going into a live here at 12:30. Next week, we are hosting our YPN committee is hosting a masquerade party. We're approaching sold out status, but we have a few tickets left. Email me, I can send you the information for that. We have another event coming up December 1st. We're still working out the details on that. But yeah, I am the person to let you know what's going on.
She's a friend of a friend.
Business wise, and I know where to go on a Friday night too. Now, yes, Danielle.
Did you say the tickets are almost sold out for the Black Mass because I want to go.
Oh, email me. Email me.
I need, now.
Email me. My email's in the chat. Send me an email right away because I'm about to block it off by the end of the day.
We'll see you there.
All right.
All right, guys. I'm gonna hop off so I can get ready for my next live. Good luck to all of you. Thanks, Adam. I will see you in our next meeting for YPN2. All right, take care, guys.
Have a good day.
Thank you.
Bye. Bye.
All right. Okay, we're coming up on our hour. No problem for me. I have, a couple of more minutes. So I'm going to go over our MLS platforms, going to go over real quickly our member products, and then open it up for some more questions. But wanted to circle back to when I first mentioned like our MLS support team. They're available 24 hours. Oh my God, did I say 24 hours? Bo may be available 24 hours if you call our support team. They're available anytime. No, we don't say anytime. They're available Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, but they're really easily accessible. So you can reach them by phone, you can reach them by, and I'll put all of that in the chat, via email. They have a live chat on our website. So that's when I say we make things easy. We make, doing business on the go easy as well. So also, we do offer 2 MLS platforms. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that, but we do offer Connect MLS. We do offer Paragon. With Connect MLS, some of the key features you see here on my screen, it was built by a realtor. It's mobile friendly, so there's no app necessary. It has a smart bar. The smart bar works really neat. It's similar to like a what I would call like a Google feature in Connect MLS. What I like about this, when I say like working on the go, is that it date and time stamps all of your search items, so that if you're working on your laptop and you did a, you conducted a search, whether it's an MLS number that you search for, or property search, a search for a client or whatever. If you hop in your car and you need to go look at a listing, and you get on your phone, connect to Connect MLS, click on the search bar. Your history, you can just see your history, date and time stamped, and that never goes away. And so you can click on that and keep on going. So really love that smart bar. We have the add and editing tools for your listings, the client portal, and the embedded transaction management system. Those are really, really cool tools. They're really, I have a class on this, and I'll speak a little bit further on that as well. With Connect MLS, you have additional access to Claw, the MLS, CRMLS, and CRISNet. So not only do you have access to most of the Bay Area, like, SFR, bridgeMLS, and all of that stuff that we offer through Paragon. If you do log into Connect MLS, you have additional data that we offer. So let me know if you want to take one of my classes. I can do one-on-one class and get you familiar with Connect MLS. And that way you can see the additional access that we offer through the system. With Paragon, most of you are probably familiar with Paragon if you're a seasoned agent. It's our legacy system, dates back as far as 1996. It does have a collaboration center. This is what we call, like, it's the client portal of Connect MLS. Is our communication center with your client and yourself. It does have an added editing tool for your listings. It has a market monitor that you can use to watch any of your areas. It also has a quick search button that I like. With that quick search button, you can go in and just with just very minimal information, if you just want to do a quick search, and you just have like the either like a listing number or just number of bedrooms, the status, and just the price range, and just to go in and do a quick search just with minimal information, you can do that. But each MLS, and why I say it's easy too for our member products, that each MLS can be designed with your branding information. But also if you're looking for a CRM option, some of you may have already have a CRM that you're working with through your brokerage. But if you don't, ConnectMLS offers a great product that you can lean on, which is the client portal and the embedded transaction management system that works similar to a CRM. So if you guys are interested in learning more about that, I would love to schedule, like I said, a training class with you. I could do a one-on-one training class, or I can do an office visit and train your team as well. But that's really great information to know about our tools there. We have some everyday tools. We have HomeLight, which was formerly called Disclosures.io. We have Cloud CMA. We have MLS Tax Suites that is with CRS data. We have Showing Time, mobile platforms with HomeSnap, HomeSpotter. And initially I said that we have over 20 plus. I think we have like 25 products. I'm just mentioning probably like 10 of them. These 10 that I'm mentioning are the ones that I feel like will go hand in hand with what Janine mentioned today. So when I say like easy to do business, each of these products are embedded in both of our MLS platforms, meaning you don't have to go out of the MLS to locate any of these tools. So if you're actually in the system, so if you're conducting your work in ConnectMLS or Paragon and need to upload any disclosure packets, you can do that right within Paragon, right within ConnectMLS. If you need to pull a comparative market analysis, you can do that straight from ConnectMLS or Paragon. Same thing with MLS Tax Suites, Showing Time, HomeSnap, HomeSpotter. What I wanted to mention too about CRS data real quickly, something that just came out that's new, that I was really excited to see is that MLS Tax Suites now have reports that you can convert into Spanish. So if you pull the property report and scroll all the way down to the bottom of the page, there's a little button that says to convert it into a Spanish document. So if you need to share that report with any of your clients, Spanish-speaking clients. I think that's also great information. With HomeSnap, what I like about this that also goes side by side with what Janine was talking about is that this gives you like detailed listings that gives you like instant access to like HD photos, school attendance zones, property lines, property history with HomeSpotter. I'm sorry. This is where it can give you like built-in like chats, collaboration. It's easy. So I really encourage you, if you haven't gone in to look at HomeSnap Pro or HomeSpotter, go in and look at that. Like again, all of the tools that I'm mentioning today, we provide you at no additional cost at all. The next thing is Cloud CMA and Rate My Agent. So with Cloud CMA, the three key items that I wanted to point out, as Janine mentioned, is like lead generation. What's my home worth? And branded CMAs. So with Cloud CMA, you can do so many things with this. And I can talk on for hours about Cloud CMA. It's one of my favorite products. Again, if you're working with within ConnectMLS or Paragon, you don't have to leave the system to create the clouds, to create your CMA reports. You can do that straight within the MLS system, but Cloud CMA will provides you a link to a branded link that you can embed into your website for your clients to use. That's called What's My Home Worth. It's a really neat system. So you can embed it into your website, and then all the client will do is when they're on your website, kind of works behind the scene while you're, off doing other things, work, and all they would have to do is enter their address into the system, and then they can get an automatic, and depending on how you have your notification set up, it will send them an automatic CMA report. Or you can set up your notifications to tell them, hi, thank you for reaching out to me. I received your information. I will, get back. And this is very like blanket, welcome message, but they'll receive a welcome message. You'll receive a notification that someone wants a CMA report, and then you can go in there and set that up. But it's really, really neat. So helps you with lead generation, helps you with your branding as well. With Rate My Agent, this is like the Yelp for real estate agents. What I like about Rate My Agent is that you can put all of your online reviews into one central location. They offer digital marketing tools, and they offer a agent profile where you can add all of your listings on there. So everything on one place, one umbrella with all of your reviews, really helpful. And then again, this is my information. If you need any help with any of our member products, if you are looking to learn more, call me, shoot me an email. This QR code here, this is going to take you directly to our website with my training calendar. Sorry. My voice is getting worse. I was laughing too much at the beginning. But this is going to take you directly to my website, our website, bridgeMLS.com, my training calendar, where you can register for any of my training webinars. And then also, so this is what it's going to look like. You can click on upcoming live webinars. I have some recorded sessions, and then my training calendars as well. And then I would be happy to train you on any member products. Again, I could do one-on-one. I could do in-person training. If you need to do an in-person training, like I can visit your office, or we can all do this via Zoom. And then the last thing I wanted to talk to you, also, I'll give the floor back to Janine, and she'll talk to you about our committees. But here's just a quick screenshot of what I have and in my upcoming training classes. Of course, this is going to be today with our Instagram. Paragon Essentials, this is coming up November 1st, where I dive into Paragon, teach you all of the basic functionalities of Paragon. If you want to learn a little bit more about Connect MLS, if you're new to Connect MLS, I highly suggest that you take this class. I'll go into the client portal, teach you all about the basic functionalities about Connect MLS. And then we have our new member orientation. This is going to be Wednesday, November 9th. This is the class that Lynn was talking about, where her and I co-host together. So the first part of the class, I introduce you to Connect MLS and Paragon. I dive into our Bridge MLS website, which has a number of helpful tools for you. And then she goes into rules and regulations at the end. Every Tuesday, I host a class called #TechTuesday. And then twice a month on those Tuesdays, I do a mashup. So where I'm teaching 3 products in one class. So on the 15th and on the 22nd, I'm teaching. So on the 15th, I have MLS Tax Suites, Rent Spree, and Home Light. And then on the 22nd, I'm teaching Cloud Agent Suites, where I'm going over all of our like Cloud CMA, Cloud Streams, and Cloud MLS. So if you're welcome to go to our website and sign up for any of my classes. And that is all that I have for you. I'm open to any questions. Excuse my dry voice. But if you have any questions about any of the products that I went over, or any products that you're looking for, any suggestions. Has anyone used Connect MLS yet? Are you familiar? Yeah, okay, good. See some heads shaking. Great. All right. It's all yours,
Very
Janine.
cool, Carmen. Well,
Thank
we're
you.
a little over, and I'm a timely gal, but
yeah,
I love leadership. So just one last little plug for leadership. If you are serving with people that are of your industry or serving the community you serve in, or you work in, I would highly recommend that you check us out on the Bridge website. You're going to go to members and then committees to look at all the 13 committees that we have as an offering. And I'll tell you the 3 committees that are most popular with our new members are going to be Young Professionals Network, which is geared just for you. It's the only nationally based committee that we have. And Felicia Matas, our incoming president, is the chair for that this year. And they meet once a month, and it's about an hour of your time. And it allows you to brainstorm, mastermind ideas and events to create truly networking with the young in the profession events. And that's our masquerade is an example of that coming up next week. The other one that is pretty popular is our diversity, DEI, Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Committee. We're in year 2. We have incredible leadership for that, but we're always looking for new members to fill that out. That, as you may know, is all about making sure that we not only help our clients that we serve stay at the highest and best level as regarding knowledge around diversity, equity, inclusion, but also our membership, and making sure that the fabric of our membership is reflected in the leadership. So super important for us, and diversity, equity, and inclusion committee is a really important part of that. So if that sounds interesting to you, lots of really good events too. And then Community Foundation. So that is our 501c3 that Bridge has, and we donate tens of thousands of dollars every year that are donated through generous donations from our realtors, just like you, through closed escrows, as well as some fundraisers that we have. And we are able to donate lots of money to all nonprofit Oakland and Berkeley, helping underserved children, underserved adults, and seniors, making sure that they have what they need. Right now, it's a lot about food and housing, right? So we're very proud about that. So if something like that about fundraising and making sure that we're taking care of the needy the best we can, that's a really great one too. So again, check us out on bridgeoar.org/committees, and I'll put that in the chat, and you can do that. So that's all I've got. I really appreciate you taking time for yourselves, because these classes are super important for you. Take advantage of what your broker offers. And please, please, please reach out to Carmen, Lynn, or I if you have any questions or concerns about anything. Like I tell my clients, if you're concerned or thinking you may want to disclose or know about that, you probably should. So same with you. If you're having any doubts, any confusion, let's not waste time. Let's show you the right path as soon as possible. All right, everybody. Go grab some lunch, and we'll see you at Instagram Live. And it's a pleasure to be here. And if you're interested in getting the business plan and the business planning checklist that I've created, I'd love to share it with you. Just give me an email. All right, everybody. Carmen, you're awesome. Thank you so much for your time.
Right back at you. Thank you,
out in the field, everybody.
Bye-bye.